Hi everyone, this is part 4 video of new series on Docker. In this video we will learn how to create a custom Docker image and start a container from that image. Please do subscribe and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on our latest release videos. Here we will create a Docker image of a simple Node.js application. As this is Docker playlist, so we do not go to the complexity of the application. In this application we'll set a task reminder, and when a new task will be added, it will be logged into the console. To check that the application, we will first install all the dependencies by entering the command npm install and then run the command npm start. So now the application is running in the localhost default port 80. Now we will write the Docker file to write all the instructions for creating image. Here for our convenience, we had already written down the Docker file. I will explain every line step by step. The file where we will write the command, or the instruction, the file name will be always Docker file. So that Docker can identify the file and start picking up the instructions while building the image. Now the first is, from node:12. Here, from is specifying the base image. Here, what is base image? We know that to run any application a minimum environment is required, which includes operating system and the application environment here, which is Node.js. Docker Hub already has Node.js environment in image format. Here in Node image there is a Unix operating system, and on top of that the Node environment is already installed. And here :12 specify the version of the Node.js installed on the base image. Here one point to clarify, while building the image of the custom Docker file, for first time the Node image will be pulled from Docker Hub and save it in the local PC. Afterwards, whenever the same image will be used, it will automatically picked up from local PC instead of Docker Hub. So, to add a base image it will first check local PC if the image already exists or not. If exist it will pick up from local PC, or else download from Docker Hub. Now the next line specify the working directory. Instead of running the application in root directory, the best practice is to save all the files and run the application in some other directory of the root folder. To set this instruction we add workdir, our command to create a folder in the root and set it as an application directory. Now in the next line of the Docker file we will copy the package.json file to working directory. Here the syntax is copy then space source path, and then again space then destination path. Here the source path is package.json file of the current directory. That is why the only file name is added. And the destination path is application working directory of Docker image. Now to install the packages, as we run the npm install in local PC, in Docker image also we have to run the command npm install. Now to set this instruction we will add a line in Docker file. Here the syntax is run, and then the command, npm install for this case. Now after installing the dependencies, or packages, we will copy all the files of the project, to the working directory of Docker image. We will use same copy syntax here as we explained earlier. Here since all the files and subdirectories, and the Docker file are in same place, so we put dot as a source directory, to represent the current directory, and set the destination as Docker image's working directory. Now the next line is completely optional and used for documentation purpose. It basically says that, the application is running on port number 80. Now, in the last and final line we will give an instruction to Docker that, the particular command will execute while container will be created, instead of while building the image. As we know node server.js command will basically start the application, and it is required while container will start up. Here the syntax is a bit different from standard run syntax. Here the syntax is cmd and a space, and then an array of start script. Here as an example we can say node and server.js. Now writing the Docker file is done. Now the time is to build the image, and from that image we can create multiple containers. To build the image, first we will open the command prompt and go to the directory where Docker file is present. Then we will write the command docker build -t name of the image. Here the image name is Node-app first image and we are giving a version tag by adding :version 1.0. Now the image is started building. Here we can see that the numbers of line we written in Docker file those are executed step by step, and these steps are called layers in Docker. On point to note, for the first time to build the image, it requires some large amount of time rather than usual. Here, the reason behind more time are two. The first reason is, for the first time it search for the base image, whether it is present in local PC. If it is present in local PC, then it will use the image of the local PC, and it will take less time. But if it is not present in local PC, then it will download the base image from Docker Hub, and it require more time than the usual time. For our case, as I am running the docker command for first time, it is downloading for Docker Hub and it requires more time. On the other hand, the second reason is, as I told you, the docker commands are running layer by layer. Now let's suppose for the first time if you run the build command from the same Docker file, it will execute all the layers. But if we build the image from the same Docker file more than one time, and if there is no changes required in any layer, then that particular layer will not execute, it will directly pick up the state of the layer from the cache. Hence less time is required. Now Docker build is done. To find the image, write the command docker images. It will return a list of images. Here we found the image that we build right now, and the tag is version 1.0. Now to run the image as a container, we will use docker run command. The command is docker run -p3000:80, and then image ID. Here -p flag is used to expose the local PC port, and forward the Docker application port to local PC port. Here in local PC we will run the application in 3000 port, and in Docker the application is running in port 80. At very first, when we are running the application in local PC, we saw that the application was running on default port 80. Now if we hit localhost :3000 in local PC browser, it will show that the application is running as expected. Hope you like our content. We are expecting a goal 1000 likes and 5000 shares of this video within 7 days. It will motivate us to create more content like this. Please do like, comment, share among your friends and colleagues, subscribe to motivate us, and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on our latest release videos.